Good morning, dear students. On behalf of the team Vidya Sadhana, I welcome all of you to the 9th video lecture on English grammar. Today we shall discuss about the narration or speech, that is direct narration and indirect narration. The lecture will follow basically the book published by the team Vidya Sadhana entitled My First Book of English Grammar. To start, please have a glance on the text of the lecture materials. Narration or speech is a way of telling or narrating a speaker's speech by someone else called reporter. There are two forms of narration or speech. First is direct narration or called direct speech, and the second one is indirect narration or indirect speech. The direct narration narrates the speaker's speech exactly in the words of the speaker. For example, Ishaan said to me, "You are a good man." Whereas the indirect narration speech narrates the speaker's speech in the reporter's words. For example, Ishaan told me that I was a good man. Note, the portion of the direct narration within the inverted commas or quotation marks is called the reported speech, and the verb used to express the reported speech is called the reporting verb. In the example which I told you just now, the said to is the reporting verb and you are a good man is the reported speech. The sentence was, Ishaan said to me, "You are a good man." So here said to is the reporting verb and you are a good man, which is kept in the inverted comma, is the reported speech. There are several steps which you have to follow to change the direct narration into indirect narration. The first step, that is step 1, is we have to change the reporting verb as applicable for the given kind of sentence. If the reported speech is in assertive sentence, then the form of reporting verb from direct to indirect will be, if it is said, that will be said, and if it is said to in the direct narration, then in indirect narration it will be told. Similarly, if the reported speech in interrogative sentence, then the reporting verb in the direct narration, if it is said to, then in indirect narration it will be asked. If the reported speech in imperative sentence, then if the form of reporting verb in the direct speech is said to, then in the indirect narration the form will be requested or advised or ordered. If the reported speech in the exclamatory sentence, then the form of verb in the indirect speech will be either exclaimed with joy or cried in grief or prayed or wished. Step 2, we have to remove the quotation marks by using the appropriate conjunctive word. The quotation marks are in the reported speech in the direct narration. So if the sentence, the reported speech is in assertive sentence, then the connective conjunctive word is that. If the reported speech is in interrogative sentence without any interrogative pronoun, then the conjunctive word is if or whether. But if it is with interrogative pronoun, then there is no need of any conjunctive word. If the reported speech is imperative sentence, then the conjunctive word is to. And if the reported speech is the exclamatory sentence, then the conjunctive word is that. Please note, when we change the narration from direct to indirect, then in case of the interrogative sentence, the reported speech of the interrogative sentence is to be changed to assertive form. Step 3, we have to change the forms of the verb of the reported speech. If the reporting verb in the present tense, then there won't be any change in tense of the verbs in the reported speech. But if the reporting verb is in past tense, then the verb in the present or future tense in the reported speech is to be changed to their past tense. And if the verb is in past simple, then it has to be changed to past perfect tense. Third, if the verb in the reported speech is in past continuous tense, then it has to be changed to past perfect continuous tense. However, if it is universal truth, if the reported speech is the universal truth, then there won't be any change in the tense of the verbs. Now, if the reporting verb is in future tense, then there won't be any change in the tense of the verbs in the reported speech. Step 4, we have to change the persons of the pronouns of the reported speech. If the person of the reported speech is the first person, then we have to follow the person of the original speaker. But if the person of the reported speech is the second person, then we should follow the person of the addressee to whom the original speaker spoke. If there is none, then we have to assume somebody. But if the person of the reported speech is the third person, then there won't be any change in the persons in the indirect narration. It will remain as it is. Step 5, when you change the narration from direct to indirect, then there are certain words which need to be changed into their standard forms. From direct to indirect, I mean, this will be that, here will be there, hence will be thence, today, that day, yesterday, the previous day, come and go. These, those, hither, thither, now, then, tomorrow, next day, last night, the previous night, ago, before. Please remember this change of certain words, these words. So there are 5 steps. Step 1 is changing of the reporting verb as applicable for the given kind of sentence. Step 2, we have to remove the quotation marks of the direct narration by using the appropriate conjunctive word. Step 3, we have to change the forms of the verbs in the reported speech depending upon the tense of the reporting verb. Step 4, we have to change the persons of the pronouns of the reported speech depending upon the person of the reported speech. Step 5, we have to change certain words into their standard forms. Dear students, I have given several examples of change of narration from direct to indirect in the book. Kindly follow those examples for proper comprehension of the topic. I am sure if you follow those examples, your concept will be crystal clear about the change of narration. However, the relevant text will also be provided in the description box of video details. You may also refer to that. For example, suppose the sentence is assertive sentence and direct speech is, Ishaan says to me, I was eating. In indirect narration, it will be Ishaan tells me that he was eating. Now, if it is interrogative sentence and direct narration speech is Ishaan said to Mem, "What are you doing?" Then indirect speech will be Ishaan asked Mem what she was doing. Suppose the sentence is imperative sentence and direct narration is he said to his servant, "Go away at once." Indirect speech will be he ordered his servant to go away at once. Suppose the direct speech is in exclamatory sentence and it is he said, "Hurrah, we have won." Then indirect speech will become he exclaimed with joy that they had won. Dear students, this is all about today's video lecture. If you like this video lecture, you may like to subscribe to this channel. Hope to see you in the next video lecture. Thank you.